This is Polygon Helios A8X road bike, and in this episode I will give you the buyer's guide for this bike, and I will also make a comparison with the Canyon Ultimate road bike. So, hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. So, as I was saying, Polygon Helios bike, their A8X version of the road bike, with the retail price of $4,700, which is absolutely astonishing price in my opinion. It is an amazing price, and you will see when we dive into the specifications why do I think this is an amazing price for this bike. Just briefly about the Polygon bikes. So, Polygon bikes are based in Indonesia, and they have a huge heritage in making road bikes and mountain bikes. I think they were founded in something like 1989, 1990. You can, double check me on this one. But basically, they definitely know how to produce, aluminum frames and also carbon fiber frames. And also, speaking about their carbon fiber frames, you will get a 5 years warranty on the carbon fiber frames and forks that are made by Polygon. I know there is a lot of kind of skepticism about the quality of these carbon fiber frames, but keep in mind that even in this episode, when we make a comparison with the Canyon bikes, Canyon is also offering you a 6 years warranty, so there's not much in it between 5 years and 6 years warranty on these carbon fiber frames. Okay, so let's first answer the question specifically for this Helios A8X. Who is this bike for? So I would categorize this bike as a proper aero road bike, but one of those like do-it-all aero road bikes. So something very similar to, like, if you think about the specialized SL8, S-Works SL8. So this is kind of this type of the aero road bike, but also kind of a climbing road bike. But specifically, if you are interested, as going as fast as possible in a straight line, or reducing your drag, but also, having a light enough bike to attack some steep mountains, then definitely this Polygon Helios range is definitely for you. So now we can dive into the specifications on this bike and really see what do you get for your hard-earned $4,700. I have to mention here that when it comes to the paint scheme on this bike, there's only one paint scheme on this bike, and this is this totally jet black paint scheme. I mean, it looks, pretty decent, pretty cool, totally blacked out bike. But again, I would be so glad if Polygon could at least throw in another paint scheme on this bike, but maybe considering the retail price of $4,700, maybe that's very hard to kind of manage from the Polygon side. Okay, let's start with the frame set on this bike, so frame and the fork on this bike. So this is a carbon fiber frame and fork from Polygon, their ACX performance, which is basically the highest level of carbon fiber they can do. As I said, you will get a 5 years warranty on this carbon fiber frame and the fork, and only one paint scheme, as this jet black paint scheme is on offer. Some of the highlights of this frame set are, of course, the internally routed cables, 12mm through axles both front and the back, and also you'll get the press fit bottom bracket. So when it comes to the whole frame set, I absolutely have no special complaints here, and I truly believe that this is a very good quality of the carbon fiber frame and the fork, backed up with this 5 years warranty. Now let's talk about the drivetrain on this bike, because it's definitely a secret sauce of this bike and the biggest value of this bike, I would almost say it. So when you look at the shifters, front mech and the rear mech, everything is Shimano's Ultegra Di2 electronic groupset. So this is a 12-speed electronic groupset, absolutely stunning groupset from Shimano. No complaints here, it's gonna work perfectly fine. And when you look at some of the smaller components, I'm so glad that Polygon didn't cut corners here. So for example, crankset, Shimano Ultegra, cassette, Shimano Ultegra, chain, also the Shimano's Ultegra level chain, or to be specific, from the Shimano's 12-speed mountain bike world in this iteration, and also the bottom bracket, Shimano's BB92 press fit bottom bracket. Speaking about the cassette and the crank, so the cassette is the Shimano's Ultegra 1134 cassette, of course 12-speed cassette, and the crankset is the 5236 chainrings. So definitely you have a lot of gear ratio here, specifically with this 1134 cassette, to attack any steep mountains, or if you want to go, as fast as possible, this 12-speed cassette is definitely going to offer you this. So when it comes to the drivetrain, it is absolutely astonishing that they are offering you here the full Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set, considering the total bike price. Now let's talk about the cockpit on this bike, because there's also some very interesting parts here. First of all, saddle and the seat post. So the seat post is a carbon fiber aerodynamically optimized seat post from Polygon, which is excellent. You know that carbon fiber seat post will be excellent for soaking up some of the smaller road bumps, and also this saddle is the Entity Flux saddle. I believe some kind of in-house brand of Polygon. I'm not expecting anything special here with this saddle. And since saddles are a personal preference, it's very easy to replace this saddle or update it with the saddle that you really like. Now we look at the handlebar and the stem. So this is an interesting piece here. So this is a one-piece carbon fiber piece handlebar and the stem, fully integrated, and this is from Vision Metron 5D, fully integrated handlebar and the stem. It's a stunning piece of engineering here, and definitely they've used this one-piece handlebar and the stem because of the better aerodynamic properties than a classical handlebar and the stem. But, of course, you have to keep in mind that this will definitely limit your kind of adjusting the position on the bike, because this is a one piece, and also if you need to replace it in the future, well, you'll have to buy another, one piece handlebar and the stem. Is it from Vision or some other manufacturers? But this is kind of the limitations of this one-piece handlebar and the stem. Also, what's interesting here, when you look at the different sizes of the frame, for example, medium-large, handlebar is 420 millimeters, but if you go to the lower sizes, like small, the handlebar is 400 millimeters wide. So this is just something again to consider. Also considering the length of the stem. For example, if you are in the size medium large, the stem in this case is going to be 110 millimeters. So maybe this is going to make your reach, much longer than you like. So definitely, something to always think about with these one-piece handlebar and the stem carbon pieces. Now let's talk about the wheelset and also the tires on the bike. Another interesting choice here. So the Polygon is using their own wheelset, which is their Entity WR5 disc wheelset, carbon fiber wheelset, front and the back, 50 millimeters rim height. It is a tubeless ready wheelset. Here I can see that the tubeless tape is installed already, but I'm guessing the tubeless valves and the sealant you will need to install yourself if you want to run these wheels fully tubeless. When it comes to the hubs on this wheelset, these are the sealed cartridge bearing hubs with 12mm through axles front and the back, and in this case they are using the 24 spokes front and the back on this wheelset. I believe that the hubs on this wheelset are originally Novatec hubs, so perfectly fine, excellent, sealed cartridge bearing hubs. I'm not expecting any problems with this, and probably the total weight of this wheelset, I would expect it somewhere in the range of 1,600–1,700 grams. And this wheelset is wrapped in the superb Schwalbe 1 tires, tubeless ready tires, and these tires are 28 millimeters out of the box, so a lot of air volume and a smooth bike ride. And on this frame and the fork you can fit all the way up to 32 millimeter tires. So maybe in the next iteration when you are replacing the tires, maybe you want to increase the volume of the tires and go for the 32 millimeters, which definitely I would advise you, just because the bike ride is going to be so much smoother. When it comes to the braking system on this bike, Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes front and the back, 160mm rotors front and the back, no cutting corners, and briefly as I see, the rotors are also the Shimano Ultegra level braking rotors, so very good heat dissipation and very good stopping power. So all in, I mean, still, I believe this is an amazing value for money at $4,700 US. And to just put this into a perspective, I will make a brief comparison with the Canyon Ultimate CF SLX 8 Di2 road bike. So I'm making a comparison with the Canyon Ultimate and not the Canyon iRoad, because if you go down the route of Canyon iRoad, then the prices go even higher than this one. So as you see, Canyon Ultimate in this iteration is $5,500 US, so a bit more expensive than the Polygon bike. And some of the highlights of this Canyon Ultimate include, again, in my opinion, excellent carbon fiber frame and the fork. This is the CF SLX. So the second tier of carbon fiber frame and the fork from Canyon, and it comes with a 6 years warranty. Here you have, again, one paint scheme on offer. This is this kind of metallic purple, metallic berry paint scheme, as they call it. When it comes to the group set, again, Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set, 12-speed group set, so no cutting corners, shifters, front mech, rear mech, everything is Shimano Ultegra Di2. And also when you look at the crankset, the cassette and the chain, everything is the Shimano Ultegra level. And when you look at the braking performance, again, Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, 160mm braking rotor at the front and 140mm braking rotors at the back. So okay, a little bit of, I would call it almost like cutting corners here. I wish it's a 160mm braking rotor at the back. And when you look at the handlebar and the stem, this is again a one-piece carbon fiber handlebar and the stem from Canyon. This is their Canyon aero cockpit, which again has the same problems as any other any other aerodynamically optimized one-piece handlebar and the stem, so just always keep that in mind. Seat post is a carbon fiber seat post, and the wheel set on this bike, okay, I have to admit, is a much better wheel set. So this is the DT Swiss Arc 1400 wheel set, so full carbon fiber wheel set from DT Swiss with excellent DT Swiss hubs. I believe that here they are probably using the DT Swiss 240 hubs on this wheel set, so just a stunning wheel set at about 1,500-1,600 grams. So now you see, when you make a comparison between this Polygon Helios bike at $4,700 US and Canyon Ultimate bike at $5,500 US, you definitely see this difference of $800 US between these two bikes. And the only reason I can tell you is that, of course, this DT Swiss wheel set on the Canyon Ultimate is, I think, a superb wheel set. So if you are in the market between these two bikes, I would say it, if you want to save yourself a bit of money, then definitely go with the Polygon Helios A8X at $4,700 US. It's going to be an excellent bike, but if you just want to have even better wheel set, then definitely spend a bit of extra money, $800 US more, and go for this Canyon Ultimate CF SLX 8 Di2. So as you see, in my opinion, Polygon has done a stunning job with this Helios A8X bike. And recently, if you look at my videos, I've made a video about the Polygon A7X, which is again another amazing value for money. And I think this is the main play that Polygon can do, to always go with a bit of, excellent value for money. This is something that in the old days you would see from Giant or Merida, and now basically you only have, in my opinion, Canyon who does this sometimes, and in this case Polygon Bikes definitely are leading the way in the kind of best value for money category. So I think this is going to be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!